Hey everybody, how's it going? Um, Today I wanted to go over a couple of additions to my long-term food storage, food preps. Uh, Generally, when you think long-term, you think of freeze-dried, uh, storable for 20, 25 years, something along those lines. So those generally tend to be more expensive, and depending on the product, sometimes very much more expensive than your typical food. Um, Freeze drying in itself is an expensive process, and depending on the type of food you get, it can get pretty costly, uh, particularly when it comes to meat products. But there's a few things I try to limit my long-term food storage to, things that are more difficult to store or obtain, and I want to go over a couple of those here. And then I do have a few other things here that are easier to store. That it's not freeze dried; it's dehydrated. But I bought it in these long-term storage cans, which are good for 20, 25 years. And the main reason I did that is the um, cost benefit ratio in regards to the cost of the item and the amount of time that I have to uh, spend chopping up, slicing, peeling, dehydrating, things like that. I have a limited amount of time, and while I can dehydrate some things, and I do dehydrate some of my own stuff, sometimes my time is better spent doing other things. So whenever I find a really good deal on something that's already dehydrated, while I could do it myself, it's worth it cost wise and time wise to buy it already done and just put it on the shelf, and I can spend my time, my limited time, doing other things that are more critical. But anyway, uh, I've got five things here that I wanted to show you. Um, Now all of these are from Augustin Farms. Uh, these are things that I've just added to my food storage. The first, butter powder. Now, the can says it has a shelf life of up to 10 years. I'm willing to bet it could go 15, 20, maybe even 25. Uh, Really, all you have to do is mix it with a little bit of water, um, and it can be used uh, in recipes. It can be mixed to make a spread. Um, and this is a 36-ounce can, 2 pounds, 4 ounces. The can says there's 204 servings in here. Um, this is a considerable amount of powder, and that can, uh, I want to say it costs a little over $19. The next one I got was a cheese blend powder. Now this one was similar to the butter powder. It was 18 or $20, somewhere around in there. I want to say it was like 18 or 19. There's 43 servings, uh, 3 pounds, 4 ounce can, shelf life of 10 years. All you have to do is add water. Now this would be good for macaroni and cheese, potatoes au gratin, uh, anything that you can mix cheese into while you're cooking. There's an awful lot of options with something like this. Next up, I have, and this one was a little bit more expensive. This one was like $23. This is really good for if you've got kids. It's a chocolate morning mousse. It's a chocolate milk mix. This makes 3.5 gallons. says there's 57 servings. It's 4 pounds, 7 ounce can. Shelf life of up to 20 years. And again, all you got to do is add water. It's ready to go. This is not a necessary item. This is a comfort item. It helps boost morale, and that in itself makes something like this very important. So if your kids love chocolate milk, this would be a good addition, something to consider. And what I was saying in terms of dehydrated items that I have done and I can do myself, my dehydrator, the one that I have, it's not one of those Excaliburs. I wish I had one of those. I've got one of those cheap, I can't even remember the brand of it. It's like one of the super cheap ones you would get at Walmart. The last time I did a bag of onions, it took 24 hours for them to dry completely, to be completely dehydrated. That's a long time to tie up, not to mention you had the peeling, the chopping up and everything, and then you had to keep a check on the racks. On that dehydrator, you've got to rotate the racks. The top ones you got to reverse with the bottom ones sometimes, just to make sure everything dries good. But a couple of things that I got were dehydrated potato slices. Now that's not good. The wind blew my phone right off the stand. Alright, so like I was saying, sorry about that, but like I was saying, this is something that I can dehydrate, but the amount of time it would take me to slice them up and dehydrate them, time that I could be spending doing something else, something more productive. This is a 1 pound, 1 ounce can of dehydrated potato slices. This going along with the cheese powder. You can make potatoes au gratin or something along those lines, and there's other uses for this as well, casseroles and things like that. There's 18 servings in this can, shelf life of up to 25 years. This can of potato slices, I believe I got this one on sale for like $11. So not very expensive, and for the amount of work that I would put into slicing and monitoring the dehydrator, it was worth it to buy that at that price. Now, I wouldn't pay $20-something for that. I would dehydrate my own stuff before I did that. But you just have to balance the cost of buying an item like that with how much time and energy it would take to peel, slice, chop up, and dehydrate your own, and how much your time is really worth. If you got a lot of free time, then dehydrating your own stuff is not a bad way to go. That's probably the best option. But if you're like me and you're really busy, you have a limited amount of free time, sometimes the trade-off is worth it. Another dehydrated item I picked up, dehydrated diced red and green bell peppers. Now this is a 1 pound, 4 ounce can. Supposedly 113 servings in here. I guess that all depends on what your serving is. Shelf life of up to 25 years. Again, just like everything else, just add water. This was $12, I believe, $12 or $13. Now, something I've found, particularly when it comes to Amazon, and there were two other items that I ordered. I ordered 2 cans of potato shreds for hash browns. And the reason I did that is when they're in stock, their normal price is around $15 a can, which to me seems a bit high, but there again, it just depends on what you have time for and what you're willing to spend. But these were out of stock. They were on back order, and they were due to be in stock within like a week and a half, and would ship about a week after that. So what really got my attention though is at a normal price of around $15, because it was currently on order and due to arrive within a week or so, I was able to order those at $8 a can. Now, yes, I don't get it overnight. I don't get it the next day or anything like that. I have to wait a couple of weeks for it, but this is a long-term food storage. This is not something I need right away. And I'm willing to wait a week or two if I can get it for like 60% off. So to me, that was a really good deal, something to consider. And just because something's not in stock and you can't get it within 3 days doesn't mean you shouldn't order it. That savings really, I was more than willing to wait the amount of time that it takes to get that, to get it for 60% off. It's not a critical item for me at this point. So it doesn't matter if it gets in here in 3 days or a week and a half. So I was able to get 2 of those for essentially the price of one normally. And that's what I did. They're due to be delivered on March 4th. And like these others, they're large number 10 cans. So probably in the neighborhood of about a pound per can. Anyway, that's just some stuff that I wanted to cover. Just some recent orders that I got in that I was adding to my long-term food storage. Some things that you might want to consider. Yeah, and these are some good options, but as expensive as this stuff can get, it's not a bad idea to check those prices out. And if you can, if Amazon's due to get them in within 3 or 4 days, you can still get them at a pretty hefty discount. So yeah, that's worth it. That's something to seriously consider. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. I've got some stuff I got to get done while there's some sun shining and it's not freezing cold or pouring rain. So yeah, I'll post some more videos as soon as I can. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you staying subscribed. Like, share this video if you enjoyed the content, if you found it useful. Share it with people that you think might enjoy it. And yeah, take care of yourselves, guys, and watch your six. And I'll catch you guys later.